It's the Cable
Yeah, we're taking Academy here. Academy's so much fun. Might even wheel the Thopter Foundry, huh? Get a little something going. There's a few different follow-ups to this Academy that I like a lot. So Oko spits out tokens, and those tokens are artifacts, which is pretty nice. That's a pretty solid card. Swords is one of the best removal spells of all time, and a very end-up blue-white. So I can play sweepers in my artifact deck. They play pretty well. You could just take a talisman, early game artifact, juice things up, get things rolling. Portal's one of the better Tinker targets in the cube, and it's also just quite good to cast naturally, which you can do in the Academy deck. And then finally, Mycospawn's a way to tutor up the Academy. So I wouldn't take Mycospawn over one of these other cards, but the presence of the Mycospawn in the pack is pointing me towards taking Oko over the swords, right? Solid chance at wheels. Then you've got an Oko juicing up the Academy, potentially Mycospawn to tutor the Academy. Mystical Tutor is pretty good if you end up with Tinker. Might be worth grabbing. Malevolent Rumble also helps you find the Academy more often. Pretty solid. I do think you end up being very permanent based when you're playing the Academy deck, so I'm going to grab the Rumble here. You love a key? I like a key too. I'd be happy taking one if there's like literally nothing else, but it's not an amazing third pick. Raid! Hey, Aspiring Spike, thanks for the raid. We're drafting some Vintage Cube here. Y'all just missed the long diatribe on labor organizing, so... You're lucky! You're lucky is what I'm saying! And public education. Holy Opal. Yeah, the Opal looks really good here, huh? How about this fucking start? That's not the worst. The thing about Mox Opal in the artifact deck is that it's, like, just as good as a regular Mox, like, often better. And nobody else wants it, right? Nobody else can use it. So it's one of the perks of drafting heavy artifacts that I really enjoy. Is like, you're just going to get a Mox later, and nobody else gets past, like, a good Mox that late. Sometimes Mox Diamond or Chrome Mox are particularly good in your deck, and you can get excited about seeing them late, but nothing like Mox Opal in artifacts. For those of you that are not following Aspiring Spike, what the fuck are you doing? Go give that man a follow. One of the very best we have here on Twitch.tv. Consistently breaking Modern over and over again for y'all's enjoyment. Oh, this pack's a lot less exciting, huh? You could take Haywire Might. It is like an artifact, and we can actually pay the activation cost. The other line here, the slightly more ambitious line, is to take Frantic Search with the idea that you'll be using it to untap the Academy. And both work. Frantic Search could also play well with like an Uro if we got one of those. Fill up the graveyard, get it back like immediately. The Rumble also plays well towards an Uro idea, so maybe that's worth thinking about. If LSV's in the pod, you should avoid artifacts. Yeah, I guess. I don't think you ran them into LSV's pod in the Magic Online queue that often. He does a lot of them team drafts, those 3v3s. Spike got a nice trophy in Modern with Ice Till, Ghost Quarter, and Basking Ruwal in the same deck. Oh, that does sound exciting. Yeah, Ice Till's really impressed me. I haven't played Modern recently, but like if I did, I'd be jamming the Ice Till, Ghost Quarter stuff, for sure. I'm going to take Mind Stone out of this pack. We're low on artifacts, and at least it comes down before Oko and all that. Little Relic of Sauron here. Have I ever done the team drafts with him? I did a couple of them when they were on the old server. And I found them like kind of difficult to stream, and yeah, just like not for me. As much as I enjoy team drafting. We'll take the Nettle Cyst. It's not amazing yet, but it likely will be, huh? The upheaval's kind of interesting, too, with the Academy and the Relic. Like, we can certainly support the upheaval curve. The nice thing about Nettle Cyst is it gives me something to do if we get a workshops, right? That's really important to just, like, have these chonky 3-mana artifacts. Oh, this is a good talisman. The Tireless Tracker is also interesting. When I picked the Oko, I talked about how it just like spits artifacts into play and how good that is for Academy. Tireless Tracker does something really similar. So they're both really good if you are somehow in the blue-green artifacts deck. But I'm going to take the Talisman of Curiosity. It's like my talisman, right? It's the one fixed in for what I'm doing. And the Talisman came back. I was kind of hoping for the land tutor critter thinger to get the Academy more often. And now we have a couple of mana rocks, so the Talisman's less exciting. I think it's still better than Spar's Headquarters. The nice thing about Headquarters is if we ended up like splashing a balance, the Headquarters would help with that. All right, I'll grab it. Time to throw the Spellseeker in the sideboard and forget about it. Remember when Mind Twist used to be like a first pick? You would like never see Mind Twist this late. People would like splash for it in Vintage Cube. Interesting. I had a show and tell artifact deck the other day that did really well. Primetime can technically get Academy, but a bit late. The Woodland's interesting. Maybe let's take the Woodland. Be kind of free. A little sideboard image action. You missed when Mono Black was playable? I think you can still play Mono Black, but I mean, it's like dedicated Reanimator, right? We're gonna take this Mox Diamond and not think about it too hard. Free artifacts, huh? Free artifacts. Twista. Do I want a Twister? Top's good. It's a little bit better if we grabbed the untap artifact earlier. I was gonna take Twister. Got 2 Moxen. Dump our hand real fast. Twister. Nuke their hand. You miss Consecrated Sphinx? I also miss Consecrated Sphinx. Hell of a card. Sweet Ghost Vacuum. I guess. Not a lot else going on here. You like Mind Twist as a sideboard option? I usually still play Mind Twist. It usually still makes the cut for me. There's that Uro I was talking about. There's also Planisphere here and Jace, I guess. I haven't minded Planisphere. I think with Frantic Search and Rumble, the Uro's interesting. Relic and Bin too. Yeah, fuck it. So Tamio is another card that's good with Uro, but I don't think we need it, with 2 ways to fill the graveyard already. And it's pretty bad with the rest of the deck. It would just be good if we found Time Walk later. I'm gonna grab the Ancient Tomb here. Currently we don't have a workshop, so Ancient Tomb could do something similar. Just let us like drop these mana rocks in the early game. Get that leveled in. I think I'm taking the Force of Vigor for the sideboard. A little sideboard Vig. I think Expedition Mamp's a bit better than Reclaimer. If you just want something to find Academy. Don't have to deal with summoning sickness and such. Right, Thopter Gifts? Yeah, removal's really important in this cube. Let's Ballista, A little mana sink for the Academy late game. We do get another pack here, yeah. Which is important. Like, we only have, like, 13 playables. I wonder if I should have been looking at the Dark Depths stuff. A couple years ago, I did do a, I did run the 2012 Vintage Cube. All those old lists are saved online on Cube Cobra. And me and some friends basically did what LSV does on his server, which is, you know, just get people to draft the cube off Magic Online and then play the matches online. I had a good time, but we didn't run it back, so maybe it was just me. Profs is generally pretty reasonable. The issue with profs in this deck is we want like a huge percentage of our deck to work with Tolarian Academy, so that Tolarian Academy is consistently good. And once we're like doing the thing and just have like way more mana than the opponent, we shouldn't need something like profs to like turn our draw 7 into a win. Like the draw 7 should already win. If you're doing prof stuff, it's almost like a different sort of combo deck, where you're trying to control the opponent, get some creatures on board, ideally evasive ones. Like our creatures are not very evasive. That's the thing with profs, right? Is you need to have a creature in play. And it's good with Ballista, like load that up with more 1/1 counters, right? Perfect. But like Uro takes a long time to get into play. Planisphere is like already growing itself. And there's just not that many. There's just not that many things. You don't want to have to like turn in Oko, like use Oko to generate a 3/3 and then play profs, and then play time. It's like becoming like kind of convoluted, right? Less like just creature plus fucking thing plus thing. Bam, 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 get them. All while like countering and disrupting them to keep them off their toes. Protect your creatures. That's the other thing about artifacts, is like because so many of our picks are artifacts, we're not really running protection for our stuff. That's why threats like Oko and Uro are good, is because they can win the game on their own, and they're like naturally kind of resilient to a lot of different kinds of removal. We're gonna grab Grim Monolith here, by the way. I'm prattling, but that was kind of always the plan from when I opened the pack. It'd be nice if Gadgeteer wheels, but we don't need it. I'm not going to risk the Kappa Cannoneer not coming back. There's a solid chance it would, but I'm just going to grab it here anyway. Library would be sweet. So there's a Trop, there's an Aether Spellbomb, there's a Mightstone and Weakstone. If we had Workshop, I'd be more excited about the Mightstone and Weakstone. It's a really nice sync for that kind of mana. And if we had Emery, I'd be more excited about Aether Spellbomb. I actually think I'm just going to grab Trop here. And to be clear, I don't actually... Oh, hold on. What about this Dismember? One of the weaknesses to blue-green is that you just don't have a bunch of removal. Right now, our removal comes in the form of Walking Ballista and Oko. I think we should take the Dismember. We have Uro here. It'll help offset the life loss. It's not a very good Tinker, but Tinkering for Cannoneer can win. And we might find something better, right? There's still a few picks left. The other option in this pack, I think, is Cryptic Command. You could take Time Warp, but I think the Cryptic Command's a little bit better. So we have Mox Diamond and Mox Opal. No black sources in the board. I'm thinking about this Bowmaster. Oh, the Relic of Sauron just taps for it, too. I'm going to take the Bowmaster. We have Twister already. It'd be cool if we could grab it and Memory Jar here and give some depth to the Tinker. Retrofitter's nice. So Spiral. Spiral just got way better with the Bowmaster pickup. Yeah, I think I just want Retrofitter. Spiral's like one of the better ones with Academy, so you can like, it's another way to untap the Academy, right? And then it's stick with our Bowmaster. But Retrofitter is really good for that early game juicing up the Academy, and I kind of want a little bit more of that. Tezzeret, nice. Love that one. There's Blightsteel for the old Tinker. Now we got a couple of things. Don't hate it. Leak would be interesting too. Gadgeteer did wheel. Do I want Gadgeteer? It doesn't have a combo here. It's kind of just a little draw engine. It makes Retrofitter easier to activate. I think with the Bowmaster and the mana base, I might actually value duels a little bit higher. Now we got our pick here at the end. Between Spellbomb and Mightstone and Weakstone. Spellbomb's kind of cute pre-Time Twister. I think what's going to tip it here for me, actually, is the Uro. Spellbomb being one more card that's just going to the graveyard. Wow, we got Time Warp back, Hey, J-Turp, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 8 months there. Would this be a Displacer Kitten deck if the Colossus wasn't in there? I think this would be a very weak Displacer Kitten deck. We would have grabbed, if we had Kitten though, we would have grabbed the 5 mana, -5/-5, or draw 2 cards at the end, and that would have been like a little something, but oh wow, Spiral came back. I was like bemoaning the lack of Memory Jar, and then we got like the latest Time Spiral of all time. Awesome. Yeah, I guess whoever was drafting Draw 7s got saturated on them and didn't want Time Spiral at the end, or maybe there was something else that they needed more. I'm happy to see it though. You're assuming Uro and Academy isn't enough for Reclaimer. If I didn't have the Expedition map, I would be playing Reclaimer, but I think 2 ways to have the Academy is enough. And if I was short on playables, I would consider Reclaimer. I'm not. It wouldn't be the craziest card to play, though, for sure. These horns be sounding horny. Crush the trophy race. Trophy race? Oh, for the charity drive? Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't especially fair, because the other 5 streamers all have day jobs. And I was the one, like, full-time person in there, just, like, doing my regular thing. Which is not to detract from my victory. I mean, I did body them. That was certainly something to bask in. I think I'm going to cut Time Warp here. You don't love Nettlecyst here. Interesting. I was thinking Ghost Vacuum was the most sideboardy card in this pile. Sometimes when you play some mana rocks, you can cut back on lands, because you're going to have more mana sources in your deck anyway. I don't think this is one of those decks, just because Mox Diamond kind of, like, really wants a higher land count. Uro puts extra lands into play, that sort of thing. But maybe it's a reason to cut a Mind Stone. Nettlecyst is a threat. Yeah, sometimes it plays really well on Kappa Cannoneer, too, because Kappa Cannoneer is unblockable, so you just get to kill a full turn sooner. And it is one of those early game bodies. It would be a lot better if we had workshops in here, of course. Do I need a basic swamp for Bowmasters? We have... Oh, man. I'm just remembering that I passed that late Talisman of Dominance. Would have been better than the Mind Stone. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 black sources. 4 with the Mana Confluence. And no way to tutor for the swamp. It's not like we've got a Vista here or something, or a fetch. Is 4 black sources enough for a single card? I could see playing a single swamp. It does make the Uro worse, though. We already have Ancient Tomb in here. I think I'm going to run no swamps and just raw dog that Bowmaster. Y'all ever raw dog a Gang of Orcs before? All right, let's see. We got 6 islands. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue sources. That's really good. And then for green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's appropriate. We only have 3 green cards. One of them is double green on the rebuy, but that's fine. So actually, I have 2 more mana pips I can put wherever I want. I'm going to leave blue at 12. I am going to add a swamp. We'll go up to 5 black sources, and we'll add another forest. We'll go up to 9 green. And I think this is good. I think we got a good one here. And I was counting Mox Opal. I think it's going to be pretty consistently turned on in the deck. I was not counting Mox Diamond. Bad things tend to happen to Mox Diamond. Sometimes I'll count it, sometimes I won't from my mana sources. Depends on how desperate I am, And so the combination of these two things kind of just means that you just have overly spicy ranch. It didn't really taste very good, but it did singe my butthole. Anyway, I just figured I should share that with y'all. I was reminded of it because that's what I did on my last bathroom break, and my butthole is still a bit tingly about it. Thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. You love you some Popeyes? Yeah, I enjoy them. The people must be informed. If your butthole isn't singed, are you even living? Yeah. I don't think that's a requirement for living. Kip, inform the men. See, I knew there was a reason I put a basic swamp in here. This Time Spiral is looking awesome now, They'll play a thing, I'll bounce their thing, I'll play a Time Spiral. Naya, I see. You need to wipe that from your memory with at least a 2-ply. I see what you did there. Well, I guess we get to keep our Spellbomb, This is like the most reactive-ass Boros opener I've seen in a while. Ooh, hold on. I almost like snap fired off my island and I was like, wait a minute. Felt like it was neighborly and give them an untap hum. Could ramble. I kind of just want to twist aim. Yeah, I'll ramble. Rambling. Could tutor a Mox Diamond here before twisting. Less likely to ult the Tez, I guess. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have equipped this before I played my Mox Diamond. Another downside of down taking the Tez is now I can't untap something with it. It's alright, though. Kappa Cannoneer, potentially more winning, with the opponent being tight on mana. It felt good to get the Blightsteel out, though. Alright, your turn. Yeah, there's Solitude, like, immediately. They would have had to spend their entire turn answering this Blightsteel. If I had turned the Kappa Cannoneer. Well, they would have had to spend the entire turn answering Kappa Cannoneer if I'd gotten that instead. Spellbomb to save the Blightsteel? I'm good. I'm good, chat. I am not of the opinion that that Blightsteel matters very much. We're not very Blightsteel-centric. We're not, like, giving haste and such. We have plenty of other ways to win the game. I'm going to go ahead and uptick the Oko so we can ult this Tez. Let's see. So we're attacking for 14. That's pretty good. But they're at 21. And then we got this. What is this? 7 counters. Oh, but it's summoning sick. They run into the what's summoning sick. Okay. What's this here? Remove a 1/1 counter, deals a damage to any target. Oh, that's pretty convenient. So what's 7 plus 4? Oh, okay. Okay. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this Magic the Gathering game. You need a nap before game 2. That was too much. Can we just take a rest after all that? I think we're good here, huh? No changes. A lot of our sideboard is like anti-artifact mirror stuff, like Skydiver and Force of Vigor. Happier seeing them play a Skull Clamp turn 1 than like a, you know, a threat. We're not really in the business of killing their things. And we don't care much if they draw some cards. So this can turn to the Oko, right? We Monolith into Talisman with a mana floating. Yeah. I think I've had this exact curve before. And I'm just going to turn the Monolith into a 3/3. You could uptick here, which guarantees that you can play the Cannoneer next turn. This way, if they answer the Oko, you won't quite be able to Cannoneer. That's the downside of this line. I like the idea of getting the Monolith rolling, though, getting it rumbling. It's not like I was going to be able to untap it in the near future. And 5 loyalty is kind of a lot to deal with. Wandering Imp? Sure. You think Grim Monolith should at least be a 4/4? Well, it wasn't a Grim Monolith, though. It was an elk. A 3/3 elk. Oh, let's get rambling, huh? Rambling. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to this Ballista so I can make it a bit larger next turn. Who draws 2 if I steal a token? They would, Squeen. If I stole a token the same year I died, they would get to draw 2. It doesn't say equipped creature gains. It says whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. If it said equipped creature gains when this dies, then it would, like, because I had the token, I would control the ability. But that's just not how a clamp reads. Right, we were just answering that question if the opponent would draw. Let's see here. 7... 3s, 10. And we got another 3 here. It was a 13. Oh, they got a thing. Oh, we got a path? What do you want a path? Do you want a path of food token or an Eldrazi spawn? I'm just going to pass. Could clear the Ren and 6. I think I prefer having this Ballista as a saucy 3/3. Am I saying that reading the card explains the card? No. I don't know if I've literally ever said that in my life. It's just, like, not true for a large quantity of Magic cards. Not really sure why it's an expression. I guess it sounds pithy. People like sounding pithy. Oh, this is a saucy opening. Should we turn to Tinky? I kind of regret calling it Tinky. Now that I said it aloud. That was maybe a mistake. I drew the Cannoneer, but they played a Mountain. Mountains are notoriously weak to Blightsteel Colossuses. Alright, I have now Tinky'd in front of all these people. You have lived another turn. You dare me to elk Blightsteel? Well, I have been dared. Can't just say no to a dare. Can't just... Kind of feel like this Stern Scolding should come in on the draw, huh? Some like little early game bit of disruption. I don't know what you're cutting. Spellbomb, maybe. Tez, maybe. Oh, we could got a land on the draw. Oh, let's got this Woodland. Our 15 land Mox Diamond deck here. Yeah, there's an argument for playing the Time Warp here too, RBD, because we do have the 2 draw 7s that can shuffle the warp back in. So if you get to the mid late game, it could like put you over the top in like big mana mirrors and stuff. I think if we played a mirror, we'd seriously consider bringing the warp in for sure. Kind of a disruptive little opener, huh? Got bad news for you, Yorolf. They just put Lutri to hand. Interesting. So Retrofitter Foundry is gassy. Yeah, let's grab that, actually. If we untap with the Tezzeret, it's got, like, the biggest upside in terms of just, like, growing the Tez. You can also just, like, run it out and sack it to Tinker. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Chesty92. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 52 months. Opponent's chilling there with a bunch of blue mana up right now. I don't love Slam and Tinker this turn. Little Jonathan Young. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We actually have more artifacts post removal spell. Like, I think I would rather have 2 maps than a Ballista here. I got this, like, Kappa Cannoneer. I got this Tinker. Sequencing opponent. If they lead on this, the maps would be tapped. That's a well-seasoned Pyromancer. Well, Blightsteel was good last time. It'd be kind of sweet to draw some cards. Could just, like, tutor Relic of Sauron and start drawing cards. Hate Arranged Hermit, thanks to the Sob, thanks to the 3 months there. Yeah, we'll see how easily they answer this Blightsteel, and then I can kick myself. They did lose to it last time, right? So an argument for just jamming it. Fuck. Kind of missing my draw engine now. But any artifact at all next turn lets me rep lethal. That's something. That's something. It's not nothing. It's something. That looks like it's a damage short to me. But they do have 1 card left in hand. Leaving the Pyromancer, hoping to block the Cap Cannoneer, hoping I don't have an artifact. Oh, Malevolent Rumble. Rumble's going to get me there for sure, right? What are the odds of Rumble not finding an artifact? Basically 0%. I'm going to say it's 0%. We are locked in for the win now, folks. There we go. See, exactly 1 artifact, just as we expected. Awesome. 2040. 2040. Deck's feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty groovy. Close, huh? Very close. Second land, I keep this. Because, like, turn 3 Tinker is going to be good against a lot of people. I'm going to keep this one and bin the Spiral. Why the Blightsteels kill each other. They're doing damage in the form of -1/-1 counters. So at the end of damage, they're both 0/0s. And if a creature is 0/0, it doesn't matter if it's indestructible or not. It's going to die when state-based actions are checked. Similarly, you can kill an indestructible creature with, like the Dismembered that's in my deck. One way that people answer Toxic Deluge in this cube... Or, I'm sorry, one way that people answer Blightsteel in this cube is with Toxic Deluge, where you can pay 11 life to give their creature -11 and -11, and that'll kill it in a similar way. Nice. So we're going to run out Relic of Sauron and then use that mana to play the Tinker and get ourselves a little Blightsteel in play while also not nuking our mana base. I once had 2... Oh, that's a good Force of Will. I once had 2 Miralages trading combat. Zealous Conscripts is not in this cube. Do I miss the old legend roll? I do not. The only rule that I like really miss is when you could bring in the jar people. That was good magic right there. That was good magic. So Brain in the Jar used to it used to be that if you had a split card, you could activate it for either casting cost. And there's a split card that's like for 2 mana does something, and for 6 mana you like make 4 1/1 bird flyers and draw a card for each one of them. And so for a brief time, there was a semi-competitive, not even like fully competitive, there was a semi-competitive modern deck that was doing Brain in the Jar shenanigans, and that was very fun. Yeah, Beck and Call, yeah. You get to cast both Beck and Call off of this thing. Play it, activate it, untap, activate it again, Beck, Call, draw 4. Get 4 1/1s. That was good shit. I wonder if Oko is just supposed to make Ballista into a 5/5 there. Just to hold off the Luminarch. I have a theory that somebody at Wizards lost to me in the casual queues doing that. They're like, this is bullshit. It's not a real theory, but that's how it is in my memory, my brain. It wasn't good. Oh, your friend doing the brain in jar thing, a different thing. My focus, I've lost it. Should I just let Oko take 5? I was planning on jumping. Oh, shit. Yeah, sometimes posturing gets cards out of your opponent's hand. Like I wasn't even sure if I was going to block there. That I was going to Cannoneer. If you Cannoneer, that's like your whole turn, and then the Luminar gets to clear Oko, or you jump with the Cannoneer. If you tap the food token to play the Cannoneer, and then Oko turns the food token into a 3/3, it's a tapped 3/3. I have the 1/1. Sure, from the hero token. So you're saying I would have Oko'd, made another food, and then tapped both food towards the Cannoneer? That would have worked. It is kind of nice to have multiple blockers up, but you're right. How do I cancel? I just have to add it and then undo. It's so painful, but I gotta be in the academy here. And then the Frantic Search can find me an artifact next turn for the win, maybe. I guess the Academy would have just let me activate the Relic of Sauron for free, though. Yeah, it's probably better, even with that reasoning. You think the map was the right play? The map was the right play. It was just a matter of, like, what is the other card to bin? And I binned the Academy because I was like, this Frantic Search is like a free way to draw towards an artifact next turn to trigger my Cannoneer. But the Academy, like, more than covers the activation cost of the Relic of Sauron. So I think it would have been slightly better. Hell yeah. We were in a spot where, like, if they have a path or something, like, they have the 4 mana to pay for it. But they did need to have it. So we saw Mox, which is not quite enough for Skydiver for me. I guess they had the token draw thing or two. I'm wondering if Stern Scolding's where it's at. We saw, like, a lot of counters out of them. I guess it counters Solitude. Just do the same sideboarding I did last time. Yeah, Skydiver would have been amazing last game, but I don't know if it's going to be good in the average game. But now I have Frantic and Relic. And Relic, sort of. If you activate the Relic, you don't have a lot of mana afterwards. And that's assuming that the Frantic gets to resolve. What does Cube smell like? Oh, it's a beautiful thing. A beautiful, musky, wonderful thing. Cube is like oxygen. Cube is a mini splendored thing. Cube lifts us up where we belong. All you need is Cube. Hey, Winged Yeti, thanks for 44 months there. Thanks for sharing that Prime. Now, our question is, do we play this Planisphere on 2, or are we firing off Talisman and a little something? Talisman does get us to Academy faster. The Ancient Tomb kind of tipped it for me. Letting me double 2-mana card here. And then we have plenty of ways to juice up the token. Hell yeah, Bunny. Congrats on the bit of recovery. Winged Yeti with the sub saying Cube. Cube indeed. I want to draw a card with the Spell Bomb, but I guess I'm bouncing. One nice thing about saving the Spell Bomb and Dismembering is that you do get another 1/1 counter on the hero token here. Okay. Opponent might be stoked about this. I don't really have anything going on over here, though. We're mana short of getting the Kappa Cannoneer down. Should we just Oko? Force Negation, pitching Memory Lapse. Feels like every time you ever cast a draw 7, you're not sure about it. Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't played a land. I could crack the map and get Academy and play Kappa Cannoneer. I think I like just casting the Cannoneer. And that way I get to hold up the Stern Scolding. Because I get to use the map for the... Flash Cutter? Nah. No cap, Council's Judgment is indeed a good card. No cap. All these painful lands. I've used Magic Online before, I promise. Yeah. Yeah, that's a reason enough to get signets for talismans, Orcs would be a pretty hot rip here. What about a Botanical Sanctum? Wouldn't that be a pretty hot draw? No real benefit to tap in this Ancient Tomb. Like, I would get to untap it, and then I wouldn't be able to tap it with my with my untap, so. Okay. So we should figure out what we want to do with this Tezzeret before we get too deep. Maybe just go get Opal, Opal and Mox Diamond can make this a pain-free dismember. Do I go down to 1? So I can hold this Tez? Alright. Oh, I already activated Tez this turn. Shit. There's like no reason to take that extra 2 damage. Oh well. I already used Tez, did I? I'm not sure I believe you. Council's Judgment, sure. What's this? My scariest card. They voted for Retrofitter Foundry. Oh. They do play a bunch of counters, is why I'm not getting too excited with my like Bowmaster plus the Aether Spellbomb win. Oh my god, is that gonna bait me out? I think you gotta go for it, Hot diggity, the hottest of the diggities. No cool diggities on this stream. Hell yeah. Never seen a cold diggity in my fucking life. Let's get another draft in. That was a sick one.